Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Lazarus here, back with another MLB The Show 19 video, and today we're going to be going over who I think is going to be getting upgraded in this Friday's roster update. Now we have a lot of guys on this list, so let's not waste any time and get straight into it. The first guy we're going to be looking at is catcher Mitch Garver from the Minnesota Twins, and he's put up some decent stats in his last 7 games. He has a line of 235, 391, and 765, along with 3 home runs. This going along with the fact that he's only a 72 in the game, I think it's possible we could see him get a +2 upgrade in this roster update. Now moving on to first base, the first player we're going to be looking at is Paul Goldschmidt from the Cardinals, and he's been absolutely killing it lately with a line of 333, 370, and 833, along with 4 bombs and 10 ribbies. He's playing like one of the best first basemen in the league again, and although he's already diamond, I can see this putting another 1 overall onto his 85. The next first baseman we're going to be looking at is Matt Adams from the Washington Nationals, and over his last 7 games he's hitting 300, 364, and 650, along with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. Now since he's a 76 already, I don't think we're going to see him go gold or anything crazy like that, but maybe get a +1 or a +2. Now we're going to be moving on to second baseman, and starting things off with everyone's favorite boxer, Rough Ned, Rug Ned, whatever the hell you want to call him, Odor. Now he's been doing very well recently in his last 7, spotting a line of 321, 321 again, and 857, which is a crazy slugging percentage, with 5 homers and 8 RBIs. Now he had that crazy year a couple years ago, but he's been doing bad ever since, and I think his 73 overall could see a +2 improvement as long as he keeps hitting like this. Our next second baseman, Colton Wong, continues to have a very solid year for the Cardinals. In his last 7, he's hitting 364, 423, and 636 with a ding-dong and 4 ribbies. Now he's already at a 77 overall, so I don't think he's going to go gold, but I do think he's going to keep inching up, and eventually he might even get there. So for now, I'll say +1 with some definite potential to go up in the future. Now we're going to be moving things on to the third base position. First player we're going to be looking at is Eugenio Suarez of the Cincinnati Reds. Now he's doing absolutely crazy in his last 7 games with a line of 500, 600, and 1,125 as a fat slugging percentage with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. Now he's one of the most underlooked and underappreciated players in the entire game, and the fact that he's only an 81 overall is pretty mind-blowing. So I think that's going to continue to go up. I could see him getting a +2 this week. And I think eventually, he's been playing like this so good low-key for the last few years, he'll eventually end up as a diamond. I'm not exactly sure when, but it will happen. Next we have one of the lone bright spots on the dumpster fire that is the Baltimore Orioles. Shout out to my boy Keys Gaming or Semtex Yeet. And that is Renato Nunez, who in his last 7 games is hitting 321, 441, and 679 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Now he's doing well enough to stand out on that team, and he's only a 70 in the game, so I could see him getting maybe a +3 or even a +4, because it won't make a huge difference in his price or anything, but he's been playing good enough to be better than a 70. What a wild ride it's been with Miguel Sano and the Minnesota Twins. I mean, this guy's career in the last few years has had more ups and downs than a freaking roller coaster, but it looks like he's finally going up once again. In his last 7 games, he has a line of 231, 355, and 731. Basically means he's hitting like an absolute power beast with 4 homers and 9 RBIs. Now, he used to be one of the more deadly power hitters in the league a couple years ago, and it looks like he's starting to regain that form. So he should be going up from that 71 overall in the game, and I'll say he gets a +2 based on how well he's been playing. Next, we're going to be moving on to some shortstops, and the first one we have here is Didi Gregorius, Yankees, the one and only. And in his last 7 ball games, he has a line of 478, 500, and 913 with 1 home run and 11 RBIs. He's been absolutely tearing it up lately. I don't think we're going to see him get a huge overall upgrade, probably just a +1, but he has really been tearing the cover off the ball as of late. The next player we have is Javier Baez from the Cubs, and he continues to absolutely mash the baseball. He's sporting a line of 370, 370, and 815 in his last 7 with 3 homers and 5 RBIs. He's been an absolute force for Chicago this year, and he's already made his way up to diamond, so I don't really see him getting a huge upgrade. I think the most realistic option for him is a +1, but he does deserve it as he's been doing very well lately. Alright, now moving things on to our outfielders. The first guy we're going to look at here is Mike Talkman, the sock man himself. And he's also been surprisingly raking lately with a line of 500, 538, and 833 in his last 7, along with a homer and 6 RBIs. And really, no one expected him to be productive in any way, shape, or form, so he's blown all expectations out of the water. And being that he's been solid defensively and pretty good offensively as well, I could see him getting a +4, raising him all the way up to a 70 overall. Next up, we have Corey Dickerson from Pittsburgh, who has been absolutely killing it lately, who in his last 7 has a line of 455, 538, and 682. And I don't think he's going to go gold or anything, but I think we'll see him go up +1 to a 78 overall. Next up, we have another Baltimore Orioles, surprise, surprise, and this one is Anthony Santander. Now, I'm not sure if that's how you say his last name, but that is how you pronounce the name of the bank. And in his last 7 games, he's hitting 353, 371, and 794 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Another bright spot on a shitty Oriole team. And he's only a 58 overall, so screw it. I could see him going up a +5, maybe even more. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we're going to be talking about JD Martinez from the Red Sox, who in his last 7 games is hitting 387, 424, and 613 with 1 homer and 6 RBIs. And since he's already a diamond, I don't think he'll be going up too much, but I could see him getting a +1 added to his 85. Alright, now that we're finally finished with all the position players, we are going to be moving on to some pitchers. And the first starter we're going to look at is Asher Wojciechowski from Baltimore. Real fun last name there. And he's been absolutely lights out in the last month, going 2-0 with a 1.26 in 14 1/3 innings pitched. He's only a 69 overall in the game, but the way he's been pitching recently is much better than that, and I think we could see him get maybe a +3 or a +4. The next starter we're going to be looking at is Aaron Nola from Philly, who in his last 39 2/3 innings pitched is 2-0 with a 1.59 ERA. He's been pitching much closer to his 2018 self, and I think we're going to see him hop back into the diamond tier, so he's one guy I would definitely stock up on because he's making the jump for sure. And the last starter we're going to be looking at is Sonny Gray from the Reds, who's been much better since he left the Yankees, surprisingly. And in his last 33 1/3 innings pitched, he's 2-1 with a 1.62 ERA. And since he's a 77 in the game, I don't think he's going to go gold, but I do think he'll get a +1. And if he continues to pitch well, then he could eventually hop into the gold tier. Next, we're going to be moving things on to the relief pitchers, and we only have 2 guys to look at here. The first one is Steve Cishek from the Cubs, who in his last 14 innings is 1-1 with a 1.93 ERA. And he's actually a guy that I could see going gold potentially maybe soon. Since he's a 78 overall, he only needs a little bit more to get there, and he has been pitching pretty well. But we'll take the safe route and give him the +1 for now. And the other reliever we're going to be looking at is Craig Stammen from the Padres, who in his last 13 innings pitched, 1-1 with a 0.69 ERA. So he's been absolutely filthy, and I think we'll see him get a +2, raising his overall from 76 to 78. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going to get upgraded in the roster update? And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.